don't even bother.
So I would like to know when everyone in society became such a meanie.
I think it was right around the time where people realized that they could say things online and not have the possibility of getting punched in the face for it immediately.
I definitely see the bullying aspect online still very bad, actually quite extreme, where it's almost concerning on a lot of levels because you never know who's receiving it on the other end.
Sure.
There's a level between funny, humorous, joke, sarcastic, and then there's cruelty. And I feel like that's a ton online. But I've been noticing it for quite a while in the real world. So
Sure.
I just don't understand when this became acceptable to do this and why people are doing it.
Yeah, I think that braveness kind of carries over. People get real bold. Because again, the odds of you getting popped in the mouth for saying something are smaller than they were in the days of yore. You know, I mean, and even think about just the last 5 years and everything that went down with the Wu flu, and people lost their minds. And the people that felt totally emboldened to scream at whole strangers for not wearing a piece of paper over their face in a grocery store. You don't know that person. You don't know their circumstances. You don't know anything. And yet you are so afraid that you're going to accost them rather than coming at it with curiosity.
Holy shit. Hold on. This is wild. Let's actually delve into this because COVID was such an insane time in all of our lives that we all are moving forward knowing this. You've got now multiple generations, even under us, that experienced this, that knew what this was like. And the way that people were treated, we always look at COVID and think, was this just the biggest government experiment?
Yes.
Yeah. Because how can you control every level of control that could have been in place was in place for COVID? 100%. The inability, the isolation, talk about a cult.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Isolation, the financial exploitation, everything about it with the vaccines,
fear.
with everything, the fear. But just that attitude, you're right, that braveness to go out and yell at someone for not wearing a mask or yell at someone for being closer than 6 feet to you, but then how everything slowly spins and you have to walk into a restaurant with a mask, but as soon as you sit at your table, you can take off your mask because the disease doesn't transmit when you're eating at a table.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, just
And people bought this shit?
Yeah, and the social engineering of stand on this dot. To this day, you'll see remnants of those in the store, but I never once would stand on that dot.
No.
I love my personal space. I'm not getting up on you in a line, but I'm not standing on a dot on the floor. Get bent. I'm not doing that. And I personally had several people scream at me in grocery stores for not wearing a mask with my tiny children present. And it was just always astounding to me. You don't know me. You don't know why I'm not wearing a mask. I mean, because it is worthless.
Yeah.
But even beyond that,
there were medical exemptions.
Yeah.
And nobody cared.
Nobody cared.
Well, see, that's the nice thing about being here, though. So I wasn't here during that first wave of COVID. I came to check out the state in the summer of 2020. I moved here the following spring. I was in a place that was so locked down. I remember it was May 1st of 2020 that Trader Joe's was putting their policy in place that you had to be masked in the store. So I had gone there on April 30th and I was just going wild without a mask because I thought, I don't want to do this. I feel so uncomfortable. I always had a problem with the masking. It gave me tremendous anxiety because I couldn't see. I felt we were all just abiding blindly to something that we were just told. You're just told.
Yeah.
Okay, and yes, people are dying, but they're also dying of other things
People are
and
dying
labeling
with
it.
COVID.
Yeah, they're labeling it. So there's so much.
Yeah. And yes, there were people who had a higher risk. There are people who are at a higher risk of having cirrhosis of the liver. There are people who are at a higher risk of diabetes. There are people, and I'm not walking around bending over backwards to make sure all of those people are healthy and safe. You need to take personal responsibility, I think, is the key of the whole thing. But nobody did. The fear gripped people to the point that they lost their minds.
They lost their minds, but so many people lost their livelihoods. A lot of people lost their lives, not because of the disease, but because of the isolation.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel that was a very real thing that was never talked about. And just the fact that you still have people to this day who will die, go down with the ship, that it was the worst thing and blah, blah, blah. And you had to, everyone who didn't follow the rules and everyone who didn't get vaccinated, you don't know me. At the end of the day, like you said, I am autoimmune. I am at high risk of anything. Do I trust everything that the government tells me? Also, no.
Yeah.
So why would I listen to someone? Why would I listen to anyone? And then why would I allow people to treat me? It's just everyone felt so empowered to treat their neighbor like shit because they believed different from them. If they didn't choose, if they didn't make the choice to get vaccinated because of their own personal health reasons or their own personal beliefs, they were ostracized. They were treated so poorly, neighbors, everything. You had a mayor of LA encouraging neighbors to rat out their other neighbors for getting together on the holidays. This was a sick time. And I don't think that the rage has surfaced just yet. And I think that what really got me, what really pissed me off recently was when Biden pardoned Fauci. Because I thought, are you serious? This guy has made so much money off everything, off life and death, literally, of people. And just the fact that people are still so crazy, unhinged about it. Do you know that I have seen people multiple times recently with masks
Oh, me too.
in their car
Oh, yeah.
alone? I don't understand. I
don't
never
either.
understood that, but I certainly don't understand it now.
I got verbally assaulted several times. And if you said anything, if you questioned anything, you were called a grandma killer. I mean, the names and the vitriol and the hate. But I wasn't walking around going, you dumbass loser, why are you wearing that mask? I wasn't doing that. You do you. I'll do me over here. Leave me alone. And that was not the case. And it was really eye-opening of what fear will do to people.
And how they will turn so quickly on one another.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was the crazy thing to me. The fear induced also the panic. So the panic of buying all of the things. If you remember how antibacterial and all of this shit that went out of stock immediately, toilet paper, that's probably why it's so expensive today.
Probably. We had to ship a box of toilet paper, baby wipes, and paper towels to family in San Diego because they were on some kind of app or website that would alert you the second toilet paper came in stock at whatever store. And by the time they got there, it was gone. And they had a baby who was born in January of 2020. You need baby wipes. And it was bonkers. I watched people at Winco, the checker would throw a box of toilet paper on the floor and just open the top, and people were descending on it like wild animals on a kill. It was bizarre to me.
And I don't think the majority of people learned afterwards. I don't think they learned how to treat one another. I don't think they learned that you need to be able to make your own decisions and think for yourself, and you can't be buying into all this shit that you're fed on the news. We'll say news, but it's not, on the commentary that these people are giving you on the CNN and the Fox and the MSNBC. It's all commentary. Do your research, find the real news.
Yeah.
But nobody does that anymore because they just want to believe what they're told.
I think a lot more people
Oh, yes, now they
are doing their own research. And I think we've all kind of found our communities of people where we can say things and we can question things and we're not going to get absolutely ostracized or called horrible names or whatever. But there's still a huge contingent of the population that just is in lockstep, toe that line, and they have no, again, in a cult,
Yeah.
that, I forgot the word, but control of dissent. That
Yeah.
they've got that pretty well locked down. And it's pretty gross.
I think the other thing, though, with all the people that are still so into it and so fixated, I don't want to say brainwashed, but we'll just say brainwashed. I will say for all the people who are still very much into it, you do have that new population, the people like us, the people who you did find your community. That's all great. I think another flip side to that, though, is also us people who have found our different communities and don't buy into all that shit and recognize the problems it was and how problematic it has been to just even recover. I mean, we talked about this even in hospitality. Nothing is going back the same. It's very, very weird. But you've got these other people that we just don't care anymore. So
Oh, yeah.
we don't care. And that's a beautiful place to be at, where I don't care if you're going to say that I'm a terrible person because I wasn't vaccinated. Who
Fuck
gives a
you.
shit? What are
I don't
you
care.
to me? I'm
Yeah.
okay. So I feel there is that empowerment with ourselves because we were the ones who were all put down and yelled at and called so many names that now we've risen out of the ashes like the phoenix, and we don't care anymore.
Yeah.
This is why everything has been coming back too. We were suppressed for so long, but the behavior of so many people just still reflects that it's tumultuous still out there in the world and even online. So yeah, everyone was super emboldened to do it. But even in daily life, COVID aside, it's carried on maybe since then.
Oh, for sure.
Where these people are terrible. And I mean, people in stores, I've been so polite and just asked, excuse me, I just have to get by, excuse me. And they're so rude to me. And there's part of me that wants to say, ma'am, you're not pretty enough to be this big of a bitch. But you're not, and if you were pretty, that's ugly. You shouldn't do that because that makes you ugly. But who are you to do that? To just be normal, be cool. I'm being respectful. Everybody lost that ability to just be cool.
Yeah.
Majority of people, not everybody.
I think that the people who felt emboldened to call out other people for shit that was really none of their business are still in that machine, and they're still being empowered and emboldened to continue to just be an asshole. And I just want to be left alone. And I think that a lot of those people don't realize that if you keep poking that bear, the people who just want to be, and it's not a threat, but the people who just want to be left alone, I just want to do what I want to do. It's America. Let me just do what I want to do, and you do what you want to do. I'm not going to make fun of you for getting that shot 4 or 5 times. It's not a vaccine. It's just an injection, an experimental injection that was proven to not actually give any immunity. But whatever. If you want to get it, knock yourself out. I don't care. I don't care. But the people who just want to be left alone and continue to not be left alone are the people who are going to kick back eventually. Nobody wants that. And it's just, the divide is getting bigger and bigger and bigger between the people who feel like they get to be assholes and the people who could really punch them in the mouth, so to speak.
Right. This is just basic humanity and golden rule type shit. You're out in the world every day. People who work in stores being rude. People who...
Yeah. I was in retail from the time I was 14, and there's no way I would have ever treated people as a customer in my store the way that I've been treated in some stores. And it always shocks the hell out of me because if I'm in a retail establishment, I will put on my customer service voice to talk to the employee. I will be polite, especially if my kids are with me, because I'm trying to show them how to navigate the world. And so when I have a store employee be rude to me, half the time I can't even respond in that moment because I'm so shocked. No, ma'am. Right now you're dealing with the healing part of me, and I don't think we want to bring out the hood rat part of me. I'm not a hood rat, but you don't want to bring out the sassy part of me because I'll make you cry. And we had that happen not very long ago.
Oh my gosh.
We were at a well-known department store, and I don't do self-checkout. I refuse to do self-checkout.
I love it.
They don't send me a W-2 or a 1099 at the end of the year. I don't do self-checkout. I will wait for the cashier because also I've been a cashier. I could cashier 5 times faster than those damn self-checkout cash registers because they make it slow on purpose. And it's just infuriating to me. I get mad and then unidentified object on the belt. Just fucking ring my shit up. I cannot. It gives me rage. And so I was patiently, politely waiting in line for the cashier. And some lady walks over and says, "Oh, ma'am, there's self-checkout registers over there." And I very politely said, "Oh, thanks. I don't do self-checkout." And she bullied me into going, "I'll do it for you." Well, if you're going to do it for me, then that's fine. It's idiotic, but fine. If you're going to do that for me, then that's fine. But now I'm annoyed because she caught me off guard and I let her bully me into going over to the self-checkout. So I was really pissed at myself for that because I should have stood my ground. When you tell me you're going to do it for me, which implies that you're doing your job, I want it to just be a normal cashier transaction. And then she calls 3 other people over. Somehow now you're juggling all of our transactions. No, thanks. Pound sand, I'll do it myself.
I thought she was supposed to do it for you.
Exactly.
Okay.
And she is talking to me in a way that makes it sound like I don't do self-checkout because I don't know how to do self-checkout. I guarantee you I could walk into just about any retail establishment in this country, and if I had the correct key code to get into the register, I could check myself out. I could probably get on your phone system and page somebody. I can figure it out. And so I said, "You know what? Forget it. I will just do it myself." And she was like, "Oh, no, I said I would do it for you." And I said, No. To be clear, it's not that I don't know how to do it. It's that I don't work here. But if you're going to be helping other people at the same time, that's even more time it's going to take. So I will just do it myself. And at that point, I probably was being a bitch about it. However, in my opinion, as someone who's been in customer service jobs for 30 years, the onus of de-escalating that situation was on her. And she chose to ramp it up.
She chose violence.
By saying, "Ma'am, if you don't want to be here, you can just leave." And I tell you right now that if I did not have to buy those items for my kids for back to school, I would have fucking left. Because now I have this whole line of people, and I really hate attention. I hate it. That kind of attention, no thank you. I do not want it, no. So I have this whole line of people staring at me, watching this shit go down. My kids are watching me. Listen, I'm sorry if I'm being a bitch, but this is ridiculous, and I shouldn't have to use self-checkout if I don't want to use self-checkout. You have cashiers. I would like to use a cashier, but now you force me into a really uncomfortable position, so go away from me, and I will ring up these shoes. And I overthought it for the next 4 days because there were 100 different things that I could have said and I could have handled. I should have just stayed in the cashier line. I shouldn't have let her bully me, and I was really upset for that. I would have gotten fired if I had done that.
First of all, I think the biggest part, and I'm sure you did overthink it because it's just who you are and we get it. We overthink and it's fine. But the fact that an employee of an establishment that well known even spoke to someone like that, that's the shit I'm saying.
And it wasn't like she was
allowed.
20 and this is her first ever job. This woman was easily 10 years older than me.
Okay.
She was probably a manager, which pissed me off more.
Even more.
Because
yeah.
again, my customer service standards harken back to a previous time where customer service was a thing. And yeah, the fact that she thought that she could, it was just bonkers to me.
It's just, you're finding this though more and more. So that's
Yeah.
a very extreme thing. I will say I love self-checkout when I'm doing it quick, because especially if I'm just there for a couple items. And Target is really notorious for this because Target always has cashiers, but maybe two. And so self-checkout, you just know you're going to get out quicker because the people in line at the cashier have 37 things in their basket. I don't. What pisses me off is when people in the self-checkout line also have 37 things in their basket and then they don't know how to ring them up. I'm coming in for 2 items.
Yeah.
Just let me go through, put the limit on it, make it easy to work with. But it's just everywhere you're seeing it. So it's not only just people that you're running into in a normal store, it's people who work there. Everyone has this behavior where they just feel it's a rude thing, though. They want to be free and have this kind of carefree, I don't give a shit what anyone says and I can do whatever I want. You're employed by someone and you're the face of a company. So I just don't understand why it's allowed. It drives me crazy. This new behavior. And I hate it for the younger generation coming in because we've talked before about the Gen Z stare. But this is different because this is it's an indifference and also it's very apathetic. It feels.
Well, and it's an entitlement.
Yeah, for any age though,
Yeah.
not just the youngs.
Yeah.
This is anyone who's just treating people this poorly, expecting that that it's fine, that they can just do that. My gosh, if I ever did that.
I had boomers when I was massively pregnant with a toddler, like stand and imply with their body language that I should hold the door open for them.
Oh,
Even as pregnant as I was or whatever I have going on in my life, I never ever would expect someone to hold the door for me. I'm so freaking low maintenance. It's probably detrimental. But to have whole people who
whole people.
have
Whole people.
probably gone through pregnancy and child care and all of those things also, then turn around and expect me to do something for them is just, it's gross. And that was pre-COVID. So it's just, people's behavior is,
Something's a changing.
It's
I will
gross.
tell you, you will not find this in other countries. Maybe it is just an entitlement attitude that I can do whatever I want. But then you think of how we were raised and how we turned out and how we treat people and how this is affecting us. This bothers us because it's not how we grew up.
no.
It's not how we treat people. And it's not how people treated each other just a few years, maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So what happened in the time of just this anger and dislike for your fellow neighbors? And this is state to state because, again,
Yeah.
I came from another state, but I still find it here.
Well, and even if you travel to other places, it's everywhere. And it's wild.
Not so much in other countries, though. It's here.
No, I mean, I meant other states.
Yeah. Which is, I guess, another thing about how great America is.
I mean, I still love America because I could still tell somebody to fuck off if I really wanted to. If you can back it up, say it. But the problem is that these people who are saying these things usually can't back it up.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't want to go to jail. So,
No, I love America. I just don't like what people have become recently. And in a non-topic way. This is just behavior. This is nobody knows how to regulate their own emotions.
oh, not at all. Most people are walking around with the emotional intelligence of an 8-year-old child. Most whole grown adults have the emotional capabilities and ability to regulate themselves of a second grader.
That's frightening.
It is.
Because these are the people that we are around as adults. It's the people we work with. It's the people we interact with.
It's the people we elect. It's our doctors, our mailman, our cops, florists, I don't know, everybody. teachers, and they all have temper tantrums as adults. I've seen more adults have temper tantrums than kids.
I just don't get it.
I don't either.
I don't get it for anything. I see also then how people, so on the flip side of you, how people talk to store employees, older and younger, and that just mind boggles me because I
It'll
think,
send
my
me into a rage.
goodness, this person that you want to find you something and you're being so cruel to.
Or this person that's handling your food.
I would never. That's rule number one of life skills is don't be rude to the people who are handling your food.
I am that meme. They could bring me a bowl of rats and I would say, I'm sorry. I wouldn't even say, I'm sorry, I think you've brought me someone else's bowl of rats. I would just handle it. There's no way.
You don't send it back?
No. Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh, no, I will not send food back. No.
Why?
Because, no.
Oh, no. Listen, as someone who has worked in the restaurant industry.
Oh, I've seen you send food back.
Yeah, but no, I'm saying if you're kind about it, nobody has a problem with it. I mean, if you piss off, if you get that one person who's having a bad day, but we've all seen waiting. Yeah. If you're nice to your restaurant, you always should be nice to your hospitality staff and any staff. But when you're nice to your server and you say, this isn't right.
Something's legitimately wrong, but nope, I won't send it back.
No.
But I also think that I've been convinced that even when I think I'm being nice, I can be a bitch.
Oh.
And so I'm terrified that it's going to come off wrong. And I'll just deal with it.
Oh, no.
But that's probably one of my toxic traits is I will just do whatever bowl of rats life serves me. I will just deal with it.
Yeah, no.
It's a learning process for me.
It's a journey for Megan over here. No, you got to send it back if it's wrong. But there is a way, a time and a place. That's the same way, though, with drinks. If I get a drink at a bar and it tastes like shit and it doesn't taste like it's supposed to taste, I'm sending it back. Absolutely.
I've only ever had that happen one time where I was like, this tastes like nail polish remover.
Gross.
I think I'm going to die. I appreciate the overpour, but I might die if I drink this. Can we split it into two and make it a little better? But that bartender was my roommate. And that's the only reason. Otherwise, I would have just drank it.
Wow. Nope. I will. And this is not a high maintenance thing, but this is if I'm going out somewhere where I'm paying $24 for a salad or $15 for a cocktail that I'm obviously not making at home, I want the whole experience. I'm tipping you on this experience also. I want the whole experience. And if it's not right, either I'm not coming back or I'm going to have a really literal bad taste in my mouth. It's not going to be a good experience. If it's wrong and if it's bad, I always send it back. I do it with grace and kindness. And I've never had a problem. And even people who have asked me in the past when I was in the industry, if they're doing it nicely, if you're cool and you're doing it politely, it's not a problem. They want you to be happy. They want you to keep coming back and ordering more shit. And if you're happy with your meal, maybe you're going to get dessert. Maybe you're going to stay longer. Maybe you're going to get another drink. There's always there's an upcharge to every,
Sure.
you want them happy because then they stay longer and get more shit.
No, and from, like I said, 30 years of customer service positions, I 100%, that is how I operate. But I am broken and I can't do that.
Gosh.
So I need you or,
this is the next field trip is we'll order something and be like, send it back. Send it back right now.
I will eat this bowl of rats.
Don't eat the bowl of rats. Send it back. No way. It's a whole world thing. And it makes me really sad because this emotional intelligence that so many people are lacking, these are such important people just in the world, but also to be able to make these decisions in business, in whatever it is, whatever industry they're in, whatever business they're dealing with. I just never understand. I think I probably sometimes have these mental blips and meltdowns where I start overanalyzing everything that's going on in the world, but also in my immediate world. So in my city and my job and everything that I'm involved with on a daily basis. And you start thinking of the behavior of people around you and you think, oh my gosh, I'm on the internet all the time, right? I see the behavior of people on the internet. They're so bold. They're so cruel. And yes, like I said, sometimes if you're laughing about something, there is a fine line though between cruel and saying things that could potentially push someone who's maybe fragile over the edge. But then the flip side of the argument is you knowingly posted this on the internet.
Yeah.
You actively made the personal choice to put this on the internet.
Yeah.
And therefore, open yourself up to whatever comes back because the internet is not a nice place. It's a hilarious place.
Oh, for sure.
We
It's
love
the
it.
Wild West. But there is a fine line. Because I think if it's something innocent or, look, I made these cookies, or I can't think of a good example, and then people just rip it to shreds, that's asshole behavior. But can we stop posting people crying? Can people stop posting videos of themselves crying? I do have a friend, I will say, I love her dearly, and she will get on her Instagram stories and be talking about how grateful she is, and she will start crying. And I know that that's her genuine personality, and so that doesn't bother me because she will make it through or she'll stop and get it together. But it's not like she hit record. Like the people who hit record and then cry in their car
Oh,
and then watch it back and go, yeah, that's it, and they post that? No. Get a therapist, buddy. I can't. And it's that fine line of, we were raised in the 80s where you got made fun of for crying. You couldn't, if I cry in public, if I cry at work, I'm drinking. Nope, that day is gone. It's a goner.
I feel like the difference though is you can't handle that shit. That's something you cannot handle, but you're still never going to comment. The Megan who won't return food and will just sit with it.
I will judge
comment.
you silently.
Yes.
I'm not going to comment.
I will never comment.
No. And there are definitely cringy videos that those people know that they're going to get roasted in the comments. And some of those comments are freaking hilarious. And so it's a fine line of being raised in a time where everybody got ridiculed for everything and everybody had a thicker skin, but also let's maybe show people a little more grace. It's a very fine line for me.
I think it's a fine line though for everybody. And I think the people who post that kind of stuff on the internet, especially if they have larger followings, they know that any engagement boosts their numbers. So even if it's people writing in these hate comments and upset and making fun and trash talking and resharing it, how many things do you and I just reshare? We share to one another. We're not commenting. It's still counting for engagement for that person because we're passing it along. But I think a lot of them do it for that. I think
any attention is good attention.
The publicity rule.
If you're in a fragile mental health state, don't post it on the internet.
Maybe don't post it. Yeah.
Or have your account on lockdown. So it's just only the people who actually love you. That should be a lesson that we're teaching all the kids. Here's how to use the internet. If it's going to hurt your feelings, don't post it.
Right. Or just get thicker skin and stop letting your feelings be hurt by anything. Knowing that whatever you post, I always go into anything I post online that I'm going to post it and I don't care. You have to not care. Mm-hmm. You have to just not give any shits whatsoever. Yeah. Because if you do, that's the moment that you're going to start deep diving into all of those comments and really analyzing them. And oh my gosh, did I do this? And did I say this? Did I offend this? No, I don't. I just don't care. I have to post it and be stoked with it. And I guess here we go. Just set the fire, watch it burn.
Going back to watch it because
you just leave it and you just walk away.
Yeah,
that's all you can do. Once it's on, and it's still on because even if you delete something,
the internet is forever.
If it had gone viral in a short time span, that has been shared and pushed so many times that it's on. Someone has it, so it's never. It's kind of like the tweets or X. Whatever they're called now, posts. I don't know. But Twitter is forever because someone's posted it, especially in the political realm, and that shit never dies. Someone has screenshotted everything that someone has said all the time.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I think Joe Rogan, in his infinite wisdom, says don't read the comments.
Yeah, don't read.
For good or for bad. Because you don't need a big head, but you also don't need these random strangers to devastate you. That's not healthy for anybody.
No, and a lot of them are bots also.
Yeah. Oh, the dead internet theory is interesting.
What theory is this?
It's that there's no real people on the internet.
What?
It's all bots.
All of it?
I don't think it's all of it.
Majority?
Because we're on it.
No, I know we're on it. So
But
majority?
that's one theory. And nobody can really prove how many people on X are real people versus bots. And they don't know. That's a theory to look into. I haven't really looked into it, but I've heard it discussed.
That's really interesting. I never even thought of that.
Because I'm not operating at a level where yes, bots pop up all the time, in the form of hot girl accounts with random letters and numbers in their names. Do I think that those are real hot girls that want to talk to me? No. I know better than that. So
Watching your story. Wait, who's this?
Yeah, but yeah, so people think that most of the internet is now bots.
Oh, that's fascinating. Mm-hmm. I mean, I could actually probably see it, especially these videos that get so much traction so quickly. That to me is, oh my gosh, everyone was on at the same time and everybody saw this all right away.
Yeah.
It's just insane. I wish that we could all remember that you're going to have to answer for something you've said. There will be accountability. I think the internet is so good for a lot of people because they love the anonymity of it. Oh, we did it. But other than that, I feel you still have to interact in real life. You can't always be hidden behind a screen. And I just feel this attitude of I can say whatever I want. I can treat people however I want. I just don't know what happened to just the good old fashioned be nice to others, treat others with kindness. It's such a basic rule. And yet it's so complex because majority of people won't follow it. And so it feels like the people who are kind are getting less and less.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and the people who have made a concerted effort to expand their emotional intelligence, make themselves, recognize their flaws, make themselves a better person, are constantly having to deal with people who will not improve themselves.
I feel those people who are doing the work, though, also are those who can see through other people.
Yeah.
Right? Example, women and men who can see the games and the shit that men pull, the manipulative tactics, and women who can see the manipulative tactics that women pull. Men aren't going to see it.
No.
And same as women aren't going to see it from men.
Yeah.
The same sex will recognize it. Mm-hmm. Only if you've done that work, though. Only if you've really tried to expand who you are and grow and not just buy into this subpar mental, emotional state.
Yep.
It's terrible.
It is.
But there is some wild shit with this the manipulation that I've seen, that you've seen other women do, that we've talked about before.
Oh, it's wild.
And it's so obvious.
It's so obvious.
Think, but apparently it's not.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Some big name situations where you're just,
oh yeah,
you believe this? You think this happened? You think this is true? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess when it's not your circus and not your monkeys, I guess it's fine, but I also don't like liars. So,
well, it's not even outright lying. It's just, like you said, it's just manipulation.
Right.
It's just watching. And so I have no doubt that it goes the same way for men watching men. But as a female watching another female, tilt a head, touch an arm, and put on this whole other face to talk to a man than when she's talking to a woman. And yes, you treat different people differently. There's nuance to it. But watching that happen is a trip. And it's hard to point out without sounding like a bitch. And it's really hard to call out another woman for manipulative behavior without seeming like you're jealous or you're catty.
That's a very valid point, though, because, excuse me, as I choke, as women, we always have that. What's the stigma of women is also always we're super dramatic, super emotional, super bitchy, super jealous. You can name it, and women have been called it. So of course, when you see something and you're thinking, I literally don't. I mean, it's not affecting me personally. I'm just a little confused as to how you cannot see this, especially when it's something where it's very either close to home, right? You know the people very well involved, or on a larger scale where these people have either a platform or a story or something where so many people are buying
Notoriety.
Notoriety.
Yeah.
It's a little just, really? You're not seeing this and so many people are buying into it. So you feel that these people, especially if it's people you know and love, that they're getting conned and scammed by this person that you know who she is.
Yep.
That's hard.
It is so hard.
Because you can't say anything because you are a bitch then.
Yeah. I wonder if men do feel that way. Because I feel like, I mean, I grew up with 4 brothers. And so the amount of times they'd be like, no, flag on the play. No, that guy's full of shit. Stay away from him. And I never once was like, okay, drama. And so I wonder if men do feel that way when they call out other men on their bullshit.
Oh.
So I want to know that.
Yeah. Men, we'd like to know.
Because also, I grew up with brothers. Men are great. But most women aren't letting a sports team of people they've never met ruin their whole fucking day. So you want to talk about dramatic? I'm just going to throw that out there. I do know some women who will let a sports team ruin their whole day. But I'm just tired of being called dramatic for standing up for myself or whatever.
For anything.
Yeah. And calling out poor behavior.
We should be able to call out poor behavior. Especially if it's so blatantly obvious and we see it, and everyone should be able to see it. And just the fact that you're getting manipulated into not seeing it, and it's when women use their wily ways too.
It is.
That the manipulation can really tack on. So when you see that, and again, especially when it's people you know and are close to, and you want to say something, but then what is the feedback going to be on the fact that you shared this insight, this legitimate insight? Then you're coming off as either jealous, dramatic, bitchy, whatever it is. And that's not the case at all. So I'm not speaking for anyone but us.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that there are cases where women are doing it because they're jealous and all the things. But I guess I'd never understand. I never want to be manipulated ever. And so I never want to, if I see it on someone else, I've been manipulated. I don't want that.
Yeah.
If I see it happening to someone that I know and care about, I want to tell them, but there's a way to do it that I'm still trying to figure out how without coming across as it's a me issue, making it up and blowing something out of proportion.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that it just doesn't sit well. If it's a gut feeling, that's, listen to your gut. But if it's more than a gut feeling, that's a crazy thing. Just with behavior in general, how women can see things for women, how men can see things for men.
Well, and seeing men that either, I don't know them personally, but you've watched a man who is a great interviewer who normally calls people out on their bullshit. Or a man that I do know who normally can see right through all that. And you watch them get the wool pulled over their eyes by a female, it's shocking.
And disappointing.
It is so disappointing.
It's really disappointing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's happened. I can think of two the one that's on a famous level we've discussed in private, and we're not going to call anybody out on it, but it was wild to watch this guy who normally is a great interviewer and is normally very capable of saying, wait, hold up. Just kind of fangirl all over this female who was very clearly to us just full of shit.
Yeah. That was disturbing.
Yeah. And then, yeah, in my personal life, I've seen it happen and been told, no, she would never. Bro, I'm watching this happen.
Unfolding right before my eyes.
And then for me to get labeled as, the problem or jealous or whatever, and then years later come to find out, oh, I was right.
Oh, isn't
look
that?
at that.
Oh, wow. Who would have ever thought that we would have been right about something that we called out years ago?
Yeah. It's weird. It's a weird feeling to see people's behavior like that. Because women definitely operate on a different level of subterfuge than men. And so I really want to know if men have a similar experience or not.
Yeah, where they can call it out, see it right away.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they can. I mean, so yeah, we'd like to know. We'd like you to write in and comment about that. But it's just, I feel everyone needs to tone it down with their behavior. Just watch, be mindful, I guess, of the behavior. The same thing you would tell kids.
Yeah.
Watch your words, be cool, treat others with kindness and respect. Something broke in the world.
Yeah.
Pre-COVID, you were saying pre-COVID. So something broke, something really broke during COVID. I mean, it went full shatter mode during COVID. But we just need to get back to, I'd love some kind of harmony. There's never going to be harmony, but at least politeness with people.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why people find it so necessary and easy to be such an asshole. There's no reason. There's literally no reason. There are people that I would actively choose to not hang out with because I've got nothing in common with them. And maybe they hurt me in the past and I don't like them very much.
Sure.
But does that mean I'm an asshole to them?
No.
No. It means that I just choose to omit them from my life and I don't hang out with them and I don't talk to them. And that's fine. And that's called managing it however you got to manage it without being a dick. But that's what I'm doing. So I just don't understand why everyone can't do that. Just because you're having a bad day doesn't mean you need to take it out on everyone you encounter.
Yeah.
Grow up.
Your emotions should not dictate your manners.
Right. Yeah.
And also, I'm a big fan of approaching any situation with curiosity. Like, again, just because you are so dang afraid doesn't mean that you get to come at me because I'm not doing what you're doing. Why don't you say, hey, why aren't you wearing a mask? Instead of just coming at me like a spider monkey, approach it with curiosity. There's usually a why. And I think if we give each other enough grace to learn the why, it's a lot harder to be a dick to somebody if you understand where they're coming from.
Sure.
So
That makes sense.
get back to manners and ask some questions.
Get back to manners and ask questions.
Yeah. And don't be a dick.
Watch your words, mind your manners. Yeah. And what was the last one?
Don't be a dick.
There it is. And make sure you follow and do all the things and
Like and subscribe and send us emails.
send us emails and comments and love letters and coffee and toilet paper and office supplies and all the things.
And cars.
Our list is just going to get longer and longer. And funny greeting cards also. And have a good day to everyone. Except if you invite me to an event saying that you're serving cocktails and then it's just beer and wine. You're a dirty, dirty liar.
All right.